Welcome to the Digital Perspective. I am Praveen Gautam. This program is all about exploring your digital strategies and trends to help you business to build your brand and monetize it. Today, I'm really excited to present this new program as the Digital Perspectives. So all about giving you some strategies and techniques and really about some practical tools and strategy to help you grow your business. I'm really excited, and we have got a lined up thought leaders and subject matter experts to give you some practical tips and strategies to help you build your business in coming episodes. Now, today, a little bit on the topic itself. It's a very interesting topic, rebooting your business, especially post COVID-19, and what does that look like? So, a little bit about we want to share about the insights, how everything is moving on the digital, where it started, and obviously in last few years where it has been heading and where it is going. So we would be talking about little bit insights, and today I'll more cover up those things which will give you idea about digital, and obviously for small businesses or any businesses you are watching right now, there's some practical tools and strategies for you to take in. So let's go a little bit deeper. Many of those viewers who are watching this right now, many of you would know I started this business VIS in 2007. I still remember when we were building the websites and marketings, many of our clients would say, and the feedback from them, "Hey, Praveen, look, the website is, we just need something almost like a brochure. We don't need any fancy stuff. We just need brochure." So every time when we give the card, they just see that, okay, look, let's just go to that informations and go to that site. That's about it. We don't need any complex things. So that was actually in 2000, around 7, 8, 9 mark. So people really didn't have that mindset, or they didn't really believe where the digital would be heading in those years. So they were just navigating and obviously focusing on the physical. So going, now obviously looking back from 2000, 2005, especially when you talk about, from 2013 onward, that whole trend, it started. So let me share this, which will give you a bit of idea for you. So they were moving from 2013 to 19, moreover, people were moving on 80% on the digital side. And obviously 20%, 80% is physical, still a physical stores, 20% is slowly shifting to digital, which means obviously people were talking about social medias, they were talking about, digital platforms or marketplace. Now, obviously in Australia, the context is, because we are not the early adapters, so still people were thinking about how to maximize through digital. Because people were literally focusing on, they were just focusing on physical. So those businesses who have established that time frame, social medias and platforms or the marketplace, they really grabbed the business, more sales, more opportunities, and really big market shares in that time frame. And I still remember when I was presenting with some of the thought leaders with the G20 Young Entrepreneurs Alliance, a number of the platforms with the thought leaders. We were talking about the platforms business, and moreover that time the Uber have just started as well. We were talking about marketplace. So that's the trend it has come through in 2013 and 19. Now let me share a very interesting stats actually, which you might be fascinating to see where it is heading, right? So during the same time, obviously, you would people were, the Kodak obviously did a bankruptcy in 2012. So from New York Stock Exchange, so that was in 2012 because the things were moving so fast. Same with Toys R Us, because as you can clearly see here, deep debt and rivals. So the rivals like Amazon, and they came along. So obviously there was a high competition, and they have to fill the bankruptcy. Now, on the same time, 17 Emirat, 18, 32,000 Australian declared bankruptcy on that time frame. So it's a quite fascinating stats where everything is heading, and obviously those people who believe or who are early adapters on the digital, they really put that on a nice edge or a digital edge, and they expand their business. But many of the business they have to close down. So coming back again, so after especially COVID-19, a lot of things have changed. You would have noticed, and things are, people say things are normal. It's going to be normal, but honestly, I don't, with all the facts, all the figures coming up, we don't believe it's going to be normal. Obviously, it won't. It would be very different, normal, or almost like abnormal. So the way how people consume, the way how we communicate, the way how we do marketing, how we engage with the clients, it's going to be very different. There is no doubt about it. Now, going back to the context which we were talking about, 20%, 80% physical, 20% on a digital. So what are we expecting then, right? So what are we expecting after post COVID-19? Pretty much then. So obviously in 20%, so this would be more likely, let me just go there, this would be more likely moving 20% here. So what does that mean is stores, 20% on a physical, which means any business, they have a physical presence, whether that may be, your restaurant chains or your any of the any of the surgeons you have, or medical centers, any of the business, obviously they would be moving more on that basis, more more limited. So not about tentatively on a 20 to 80%, but the whole idea here is to, a lot of mindset will be changing on a digital, and less and less on our physical stuff. So 20% on the physical side, which obviously people will be thinking about delight. The customer's delight is a key. So they would be thinking about how to delight the clients. So wow factor, almost when you go to the Apple stores and you would see any of the products, you don't just buy it, but you get the experience, you get a wow factor. So that's where people will be aiming from the stores, whether that may be 20, 30, but obviously most likely what we are saying is the physical store will be less, or the physical presence will be less, and digital will be taking more coverage for sure. But 20%, what we are talking here, going back to the stats, is more of a people will be not just physical stores, but they will be delivering exceptional customer service. So let's go to the 80% then. What would be the 80% look like? 80% look like, right? So that is obviously, there's a 80% when you talk about online or a digital, then people were talking about three core drivers. Like one is obviously speed. Speed is a competitive advantage for any business. So speed, you got to have a speed, quick turnaround. The second thing, which is very much needed, is a low cost. So people will be looking how to save the money, low cost. And the third, which is the biggest factors on digital, is making their life easy. Which means these are the core drivers, which I believe they will be shaping a lot of the businesses now, and that's where a lot of things are changing right now. But I have got a couple of stats here to share with you today. Obviously, this came out recently. Released the research just come out last week from RBA, and it says that something like 10% only we are using the cash in last 2 months, and it seems that it would be more and more the businesses are going in cashless. So it's everything going to be a digital. That's an interesting fact. The other things, I don't know about the checks, how people will be using the checks. So it's already 40% decrease. So in a couple of years' time, we don't know. So when you ask millennials in a few years' time, they may not know what it is all about. So that's the trend it is. So for a business, if you're watching this and you might thinking, so what is that to do with you? Then obviously for you would be, whether you have a website, then obviously the website need to have obviously the credit cards, the paying should be either mobile apps or through the credit card. It need to process, it need to get that transactions happening. So when your clients are buying, you need to have that seamless transactions from not just coming to the physical, but more from online. And literally what we are saying is you got to accept the payment from any source. So that's quite interesting stat. But second, other things is recently I have been analyzing a couple of big brands, and I'm sure you would know one of the big brands, especially in major footwear company, Accent Group. So what they did is in last month, especially they have a number of brands, athletes, footlets, and platypus, and number of the brands. They have got about 522 plus locations in Australia and New Zealand. So when this COVID hit harder, like for any businesses, and they have just announced, 100% of their stores would be closing it. So as soon as they declared that announcement, what happened is in 24 hours, the stock price have been increased 35%. So it was just under $1. So it was just bumped to 1.22 per share in ASX. So that clearly indicates not only the shareholders are profiting from that, but obviously the focusing is more. They are more focusing, closing a lot of physical stores and focusing more on online stores or online experience, if you like. So again, the idea going back here and what we discussed is they were looking about the fast, speed, low cost, as well as saving to their clients. And the whole idea is making their life easy. So I hope that's give you a bit of idea about where the market trend is happening. But obviously, things are changing so rapidly right now. And that's where, if you talk about Amazon, obviously Amazon start with online, everything digital. Now, obviously, Amazons have also, in last few years, Amazons is also acquiring a lot of physical stores. And they are now focusing on books and, and obviously autonomous checkout and all those sort of things. So the idea here is to, the way, whether you accept or you don't accept, whether it's whether you like it, you don't like it, doesn't really matter. That's where the world is heading. So you got to really be positioned in a way and have to go digital. And so that's something for you to think about. But if you're really watching this and if you like it, obviously feel free to share and like and comments, give a thumbs up. If there's any feedback, just let us know. But the question here is, what about you? What are you doing in your business? Are you thinking to reboot your business, your sales, or your marketing? Or perhaps that might be a customer experience, whole rebooting in the new ways. And that's what we have seen, because obviously you got to adapt it. And a lot of the companies, they are seeing the new ways of doing, new competitions, probably the new business model have arisen. So one old model, traditionally you are doing something. Now in the post-COVID, you are doing this. And obviously the new model, so you are carrying not only this old model, but obviously as a new product division that might be a product line. So would love to know more about how you are transitioning this. And if there is anything we can help, feel free to just email me at praveen@visnetwork.com.au. And I would like to leave with a thought from Mark Twain, that the secret of getting ahead is getting started. So that's something for you. So in the next couple of weeks, we will be also having a number of interviews with thought leaders and expertise to really help you to build your brand and monetize it. So until then, you take care and bye for now.